say this. I say this all the time. I say this all the time. You know, I remember one time, Simon with Raj Kumar, I went to a wedding, and the bride and the groom was there, and we were all waiting. About a half an hour, 45 minutes later, the maid of honor made her way in. She held up the whole ceremony. She got it mixed up. She thought it was about her and not about the bride and groom. I don't have it mixed up. This race is not about me. This race is about you. And you will never stand for me. I will stand for you. I'm your servant. I'm your servant. And if you allow yourselves to miss this moment, that there's a subtext to my race. There's a subtext that's really being ignored. And that subtext states that when I ascend, God willing, to be the mayor, you too ascend. Because my story is your story. And this is the only country on the globe. I'm going to say this over and over again until we understand it. This is the only country on the globe where dream is attached to our name. There's no German dream. There's no French dream. There's no Polish dream. But there's an American dream. There's an American dream. And all of you know it that's here. You can come to this country with $1 in your pockets and then own banks all over the country. You can come here not understanding English and open English-speaking schools teaching other people English. You could come here working in the mailroom and then run for mayor. This is a place that can provide the opportunities if government would get out of its way and makes us live up to our true beliefs. And America, I like to say, is like the soup guy on Seinfeld. She insults everyone who comes here until you come here and demand the right to sit at the table. And if you look at every ethnic group, you look at the early Chinese building a transcontinental railroad system, and they could not ride on the trains that were built. The early African Americans picked cotton and couldn't wear the clothing that the cotton was made out of. Early Spanish speakers come into this country and treated differently just because of their dialect. Early Italians being demonized because a small group was participating in illegal behavior. We demonized the entire Italian community. Early Irish, there used to be signs that said no Irish, no Jews allowed. No dogs or Irish allowed. Early Jews fleeing Nazi Germany coming here, and one of the first ships were turned back and not allowed to come into our ports. And early Muslims. Just because a small number abuse your religion, people wanted to stop in your mosque and infiltrate them, prevent your women from wearing hijabs, teachers telling them, take off your hijab, attacking them on the subway system. You look at every ethnic group in this country, you will see under their fingernails is the dirt and grime of climbing up the mountain of opportunity one hand at a time to participate in the American dream. And I'm saying to you, January 1st, we stop betraying and we become a place where the dream is materialized. And it warmed my heart as I sat here and heard Debbie go through the list of events that I was affiliated with. I didn't do it because one day I wanted to be mayor. I didn't do it because one day I wanted to be borough president. I didn't do it because one day I wanted to be a captain in the police department or state senator. I did it out of fear that if I would have allowed people to desecrate your religion and lifestyle, there's only a matter of time before they would desecrate my religion and my lifestyle. We have to come together. And this is the opportunity that we have right now. You worked so hard throughout the years to allow me to become the mayor of this city. Don't allow anyone to snatch this victory from you. This is what you invested in, and this is the right that you earned. And so I agree with my brother Hassan. Many nights of standing up and talking about the things that are important to you. Simple things, halal food, the right to sound the call to prayer, the right to have your holidays, the right to see people in government that look like you. Over 1 million Muslims are in this city, but it's not represented in various parts of our government. The right to have your halal food, have the right certification so you know it receives the same respect that others receive when their food is certified in the right way. The right to do your own security patrol. Do you know what we went through just because you wanted to have your own security patrol when your woman was being attacked? People pushed back and did not want you to have it. The right to have the right. That's this moment. And if we get it right here in New York, it's going to cascade throughout the entire country. This is such a moment for us. Such a moment. And we have to be excited about this moment. And you don't win a baseball game in the 8th inning. The 9th inning is November 2nd. And we have to ask ourselves, do we become part of the circus act of a clown that's masquerading as a candidate? Or do we become part of the vision of moving our city forward in the right direction that's going to include all of our children and families? I know which side I'm on. And the mere fact you're here today, you're telling me the side that you are on. We must mobilize like never before. This race is not over. No premature celebration. We started strong, we must finish strong. We must demand that we mobilize our communities throughout this entire city to move to the polls so we can elect the right vision for our city. Your vision and my vision. That's what we want to do. Senator Bernardes said it best, can't be just a Manhattan mayor. Must be a mayor that's willing to go to Staten Island and sit down and find out the needs in Staten Island so we have no forgotten boroughs. It must be a mayor that understands to go to various parts of the borough of Brooklyn and sit down and spend time there to continue to expand and mobilize. Must be a mayor that's going to Queens and find out the business needs so that when we spend the $22.5 billion in procurement for goods and services, it will go to your small businesses to help leverage the power of your small businesses. Must be a mayor that's open to understand that gender-specific schools is a good thing for communities that desire that. It must be a mayor that's bold enough to run our city efficiently so that we leave no communities behind. So this is our moment. And I said this throughout the campaign trail. These are hard times. Let's not get it twisted. But winners want the ball when the game is on the line. I want the ball right now. I want the ball in my hand right now. This is the moment to do this. And your legacy depends on what we do for our children tomorrow. We are part of the same cohort and class of groups that must leave a legacy for our children. And so as we start this journey that begins on January 1st, that is initiated on November 2nd, let's be energized, let's be committed, let's be fulfill our vision and our purpose. And so I wanted to pause from the campaign trail just to say one thing. To Brother Talib, who sponsored and brought us together, to all the brothers that's here, Brother Shah and others, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to win the Democratic primary and now move forward to the general election. This is our moment to accomplish the task that we're looking for. So on behalf of my team, Hercules Reed, and others that are part of Brianna Suggs, and others as part of our administration at Borough Hall, we know what you have done. We know what we are going to do, and we know the opportunities that lie in front of us. This is an important time to elect our important members. Brother Justin Brennan, yay! Make sure he becomes to the City Council. Let's continue to move in 2022 and re-elect Senator Andrew Gonatas and our Assemblywoman Jennifer Raj-Kumar. Let's continue to lift up these leaders who are here in this room. And then I need for all of you to come together as Muslims and map out an agenda. It's time for us to set aside any disagreements we've had. Map out a clear agenda of what you want. Specificity is going to allow us to get to the destiny. You need to map out what you want short-term, mid-term, and long-term so we can go in with a real blueprint for your community. If you're disjointed and unsure, communities that are organized are going to be able to fulfill what they need. The one most organized is going to be the community that's going to get the best out of this administration. It's time to come together with a unified Muslim agenda. You need to be responsible for feeding your communities through your food pantries. You need to be responsible for doing your tutorial programs and having access to the schools that are in your community. You need to be responsible for interviewing and determining who are the precinct commanders in your precinct. You need to be responsible for determining how you take care of your elders during the adult daycare centers. You need to be responsible of what resources come from government that comes in your community and not allow people from outside your community to dictate how to treat your community. You have become politically astute and mature enough to be self-determinant on what happens in your community. You don't need others to determine for you what's best for your community. You can do it on your own, and this is your opportunity to do so. Be organized. Be strategic, be wise, and be thoughtful, and be fulfilling in our destiny and our prophecy. So again, I thank you. I saw my brother Danique Miller walk into the room, but I thank all of you for this moment as we move forward. One thing's for sure, we're not going to win the race inside Dyker Heights Golf Course. So we are on a trail today with the 5 more events that we have throughout the city. They can outdo many things, but they're not going to outwork us. That's right. We are leaving nothing on the field. We're going to make sure that this mere comma and this long paragraph of this journey is just allow us to take a breather, and now we have to hit the streets because we have a race to win in the 9th inning. Thank you so much.